Hey, what's up everybody? It's GameLore, aka Black Rose Knight, aka the guy that you should subscribe to for Call of Duty World War II Nazi Zombie storyline content, simply for the fact that I will be going deeper than anybody else ever has within the storyline, and probably ever will. So with that being said, let's get right into this video, not waste any time, and we'll go from there. So posting, or I guess rather I'm going to put up a picture right about now that shows 4 knights striking the left hand of God. Now the god in question I think is meant to be Frederick Barbarossa. That could mean a lot, or it could not mean anything. So we'll just leave that specifically where it lies. But look at these characters. Look at them very, very closely. Each one of these characters has a unique weapon. One has a warhammer, one has a scythe, one has a flail or a morning star, and the last one has a sword. Now, at face value, this might not be that big of a deal. However, when you consider that you can acquire a sword within the Final Reich, it becomes a big deal. I'm not talking about Frederick Barbarossa's sword. I'm specifically talking about the sword that you kill zombies with quite easily, and after so many kills, it starts to glow red. Okay, that is huge, and people I think have kind of wondered, okay, what is this? What is it for? This is kind of weird. Well, I think this answers that question. The sword you are holding belongs to this character. Who is this character? Well, we don't know. However, I have a couple of theories that sort of mesh together, and it's kind of weird, so bear with me, and we'll end the video off with that. So, around the map, there are books that you can look at, and more specifically, if you go into headquarters and then go into the zombie section, there is a desk that has a book on it that is titled The Crusades, and then the subtitle is The Teutonic Knights. So naturally, I looked up the Teutonic Knights, saw what they were all about, saw when they were, I guess, created or whatever, and it is very, very interesting that the Teutonic Knights basically started up the same year Frederick Barbarossa died. In fact, it is said that their whole startup is attributed specifically to Barbarossa, although that viewpoint is somewhat loosely held, at least as far as I read, and as far as storyline within Nazi zombies, wow, it makes a lot of sense. Now, if you look at these 4 characters, these 4 knights, obviously they are very, very different from one another, but if you look closer, I think that you will notice something that is very, 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 very telling. I'll just put it this way. The rightmost knight looks like a woman. It looks like a female that has brown, blackish hair, just from the colors of the sculpture, just the shadowing and things like that. It is meant to be a darker color. Could that be Olivia? Is it possible that our 4 characters that we play as in the Final Reich map are the reincarnation of these 4 knights? Well, look at these characters. The one that holds the scythe could be Marie. The one to the left of Marie is a huge, huge knight. If you look at him compared to the other knights, he is very, very big. And that could be Jefferson. And the guy all the way to the left is sort of scrawny, kind of skinny. That could be Drosten. This has huge, huge implications on the Nazi zombie storyline, right? Let's not even get into the fact that there is a Kraken on the other side of the wall. Once again, you're not going to see Allier, T. Martin, Mr. Waffle Waffles, or anybody else really talk about this, although you might see Brad Austin 27 talk about this. So, this is very, very interesting. There is also even a whole other sculpture piece that has the same 4 knights kneeling down to Frederick Barbarossa. Now, the last point that I really wanted to get into is why they are striking the left hand of God. In biblical terms, the left hand of God is where you do not want to be. The left hand of God is the people that did not believe in Jesus, and they're basically the ones who were thrown into the lake of fire. So if we're talking about Frederick Barbarossa, we have these 4 knights who seemed to have sworn loyalty to him, and then all of a sudden, it looks like they betrayed him, or at least in his eyes, they betrayed him, or whatever. Another interesting thing to note is that these 4 weapons could be associated with the ravens, or the 4 different raven types: blood, electric, moon, and death. Obviously, the scythe is associated with death, the sword is associated with blood, and electric is probably associated with the hammer, although I could see how it would be associated with moon, just from the way that you would swing the weapon. It would make a C shape or a crescent shape moon thing, whatever. So, you know, whatever. The flail also makes that same shape if you were to swing it, so it could be moon as well. But I think one of them is electric, the other one is probably moon. If I had to choose, electric is the hammer. Okay, that is a straight up tie to Thor. I think it makes a lot of sense. And then the flail would be moon, just simply because reasons. So anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do like the video, of course subscribe, do all of that stuff that YouTubers normally ask you guys to do, but I don't really care. This is just what I want to do. And yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, do whatever you want. Talk to you guys later.